So this is the first spiral staircase I've built. And as with anything, the first time you build something, you tend to learn a couple things along the way. Now I'm going to say, out of my experience in building a spiral staircase, if you're going up 8 feet, your stairs should only go 3/4 of the way around. I'm going to say that because mine almost go 360. If you count the landing, that far edge of the landing, it goes more than 360. And when this comes into account is when you're coming down the stairs. Now I'm 6 foot tall with my boots, 6 foot ½ inch, 6 foot 1 inch, something like that. Going up the stairs isn't a big deal because you lean forward as you walk or as you go up or down stairs. You lean forward just a little bit. So leaning forward doesn't bother me at all. I miss my head on that landing by I think 5-6 inches. But coming back down the stairs, you get to that third step, and that's if I'm standing upright, hit my head right there on the landing. So I've got to duck a little bit when I'm coming down the stairs. Another takeaway from the first build, these verticals. 1/2 inch rebar wasn't strong enough for these verticals. Above or below 3 feet, 3 foot and down, they're perfectly strong. They don't wiggle, they don't move, nothing. But this is about a 6 foot, well, that's taller than me, so a little over 6 foot here, really flimsy. Had to reinforce it, didn't have a choice. Now with reinforcing it, I got a couple shelves, so I've got places to store stuff. But I would, if building it again, I would move those up to 3/4 inch rebar or number 6 rebar. One other thing I would do different, I would curve these panels. Just like I did down here, these are flat up here. And I think it takes away from that spiral look. So if I curve these just a little bit before I put them on, I think it would look just that much better. As far as a final cost on this build, I can't tell you. Some of the stuff I had on hand, some of the stuff I bought 6 months ago when I started this project, and other stuff I kind of bought the other week. Stuff I had on hand, this 5-inch well casing. It's 1/4 inch, 5-inch diameter, 1/4 inch wall. I think I cut it at the 13.5 foot mark, something like that. I don't know what it's worth. It's got to be pricey nowadays. The disc I used at the bottom, it's an old field disc. Had it sitting outside, cleaned it up, used it to support the middle pipe. I don't know what it's worth. It's basically a 1/4 inch thick, maybe a little bit less than a 1/4 inch thick, and I think it's a 14-inch diameter. So a piece of plate steel that size, maybe 10 bucks, I don't know. The rebar, price of rebar kind of goes up and down, just as the price of wood does. I went through about 120 to 140 feet of number 4 rebar, 1/2 inch rebar. The hog panel I had left over from my railing and banister build in my house. I used this hog panel as inserts because it meets code. These squares are slightly less than 4 inches in between the wires here, so it meets code. And if you haven't seen that video, my railings and banisters, I'll leave a link to it up here in the corner and in the description. Go check out that build. You can see how I built my railings and banisters in my house. I can tell you that the 7/16 OSB is about 10 bucks a sheet. I used 1 sheet of 1/2 inch or 7/16. I like to call it 1/2 inch. And I used 2 sheets of 3/4 inch tongue and groove OSB flooring. Now this is flooring you would put in your house. It's plenty strong. So I used 2 sheets or a sheet and a half of 3/4 inch and 1 sheet of 7/16. We do have 3 lag bolts with a little bracket, little homemade bracket, holding that outer ring in place. I couldn't drill through that disc, the hardened steel in that disc. I couldn't drill through it to put the lag bolts straight into that to hold the center still. So I put 3 lag bolts on the outer ring. Now the outer ring is secured to the middle with the shelving bracket and all the stairs, so that the center of it's not going to go anywhere if the outer ring is nice and secure to the ground. I'm not worried about it moving. I will be moving this air hose, getting it out of the way. I don't like having an air hose and coiled up right next to the staircase like that. Kind of makes it look cluttered. But we'll get this stuff moved out of the way. Maybe we'll move it down the wall a little ways. I don't know where I'll put it. But we'll get that figured out later. Not worried about it right now. I've still got to build temporary railings up top. There's nothing up there to keep me from falling off either side. I'm not going to build permanent railings up there right now because I haven't finished off that landing area, haven't finished off the walls up there. We'll get all that stuff done, and then we'll build permanent railings for the upper part of the staircase. If you liked the video, hit that thumbs up button for me. If you'd like to see stuff get made, hit the subscribe button and the little bell for notifications. If you like supporting the channel, we have an Amazon affiliate link in the description. Click that link. Stuff you purchase on Amazon doesn't cost you a penny more, but it gives us a slim percentage for being the ones that send you there. We also have a Patreon if you feel like becoming a Patreon, or simply watch another video. It all helps our channel grow. Until next time, go make something.